is Michael J, and today I'm going to talk about a little-known character called Koko the Klown. This is a silent film era character, basically. And I came into contact with this character at first because when I was in high school I was really interested in the history of animation, and I read and looked at all the video and any TV specials I could see on the subject. Well, mostly that was about Walt Disney animation, but in contrast they would always bring up the Fleischer Studio, and that the Fleischers were making cartoons at the same time as Walt Disney was in terms of the history of animation and its progress. Well, you'd always see scenes from Out of the Inkwell, which featured this cartoon character called Koko the Klown, and he would interact in a live-action world. By contrast, Walt Disney was making a series called the Alice Comedies, in which a live-action girl was interacting in a cartoon world. So this is how I knew about this character. Well, then years later, I saw a Betty Boop cartoon, and which was also by the Fleischers, and Koko the Klown was a guest star, and he had evolved into a little bit of a different look, and so on. And so anyway, it stuck in my mind, and then when Who Framed Roger Rabbit came out in 1988, this clown appears briefly in that film, and I recognized him immediately. Although in that film he strangely has a little bit of a different look. He's missing his hat, and the color choices are different from the two different scenes that he's in. But he's there. It is him. And so I was watching Roger Rabbit again recently, and I saw that clown go by, and I thought, let's do a little exploration, a little deep dive into the history of Koko the Klown and whatever happened to him.
Koko the Klown was the creation of Max and Dave Fleischer, early animators based in New York. The character launched their Out of the Inkwell series of cartoons in 1918, as well as their animation studio of the same name, formed in 1921. Koko started as an experiment in rotoscoping, where a live actor was filmed dancing and moving about, and then frame by frame, the character was traced as the cartoon version. This created a fluid and realistic sense of movement, different than the stilted or rubbery movement of the usual animation character. Koko was actually Dave Fleischer in a clown costume, acting out the role. The gimmick of the series was that Max Fleischer would draw the character and he would come to life on the page and then interact with the real world. By the end of the adventure, Max would drop Koko back into the inkwell. Koko didn't actually have a name until 1924, when Dick Huemer, a major animator of his era who later worked for Disney, came on board to work as animation supervisor. He streamlined the character for easier animation and dropped the time-consuming rotoscope process. With this change, Koko became less human and more cartoony, although I would argue he gained personality. Rotoscoping would still sometimes be used with Koko. In this case, Cab Calloway dances and voices Koko.
Oh, bless her, wherever she may be, she will search this wide world over, but she'll never find another sweet man like me. Now when I die, bear me in my straight-leg breeches.
Huemer also created Koko's sidekick, Fritz the dog. In 1927, the Fleischers entered into a deal with Paramount Pictures when the Out of the Inkwell series was changed to The Inkwell Imps, continuing the series through 1929. Mismanagement caused Out of Inkwell Films to file for bankruptcy in 1929, which caused Koko to be put into retirement for 2 years. Under Paramount Pictures, Koko made a comeback as a co-star of Betty Boop, the Fleischers' breakout star.
Night,
This did not exactly revive Koko's stardom. He was not only outshined by Betty Boop, but by the huge success of the Popeye series. Even another Betty Boop co-star, Bimbo, was taking over the screen from Koko. Here, Koko is seen as a mere extra who gets thrown a line while Bimbo dominates the cartoon Any Rags from 1932.
8, 16, 43, 44. Who's been 75? 75, dearie. So, the man with the red tie. Here I am trying to tell you the best that's in the land. If I said a penny, would anybody raise his hand? 7, 7, 8, 8, 8, 9, 9, and 10, and who'll say 99? 95! 96! 97!
Koko's last major appearance was in the Betty Boop cartoon Ha 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 in 1934. Although he does appear briefly in color among the toys in Toys Will Be Toys from 1949. In 1960, Out of the Inkwell was revived for TV with a series of 100 color episodes. But while Betty Boop became a merchandising bonanza, Popeye continued on in everlasting popularity, and the Superman cartoons were held up as some of the best animation of the 1940s, Koko disappeared, not unlike many stars of the silent era. However, he was included among the cast of extras in Who Framed Roger Rabbit in 1988. He's seen here walking outside the Maroon Cartoon Studio saying, "Hi there!" At the end of the film, he's among the collected cast. See him there? He's not wearing his traditional hat. If you want to see more of his cartoons, you can find them on DVD, and plenty of examples are available on YouTube.
Folks, I'm going down to St. James Infirmary. See my baby there, she's stressed out on a long white table. She's so sweet, so cold, so fair.